Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We're about to begin. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. And please welcome your MC for the evening. He's been on Comedy Central's Axis of Evil special, ABC's The View, and frequently on CNN, Palestinian-American comedian Dean Obiedallah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Please, everyone, find a seat. There's a lot of people here. It's an amazing turnout. Everyone, find a seat. We have a long, great program, a lot of fun stuff. As soon as everyone starts focusing, we're going to be singing the national anthem in 1 second. So, everyone, take a seat. Please take a seat. I know it's washing in. There's a lot of deals to be made. Everyone, do your best to find a seat. We want to welcome you to the 6th Annual American Task Force on Palestine Gala. We have a fabulous program for you, but now we're going to begin in 1 second with the national anthems sung by the very talented Randa Rouweyha. Everyone, have a round of applause for Randa Rouweyha.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And now for the anthem of all Arabs. موطني موطني الجلال والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رباك في رباك، والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء
Another round of applause, please, for Randa. Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Could you please take your seats? It's time. We're going to have some fun. Thank you so much for coming out. Again, I'm Dean Obiedallah from Basic Cable, and I'm here tonight. I'm very happy to be here for the 6th annual dinner. Everyone taking their seat little by little as we kick into the hyperdrive in the program here. All right, little by little, everyone sitting down. Now, how many people have been to the, who came to the first dinner 6 years ago? Anybody here actually attended the first dinner 6 years ago? You guys know how much this organization has grown. That first year, the very first year, they hoped 50 people would show up for the dinner, and 90 came to Busboys and Poets. And there, the gracious owner, Andy Shalal, was generous enough to offer dinner and drinks. Andy's here someplace. How about a round of applause for Andy Shalal, the owner of Busboys and Poets? And Simone Shaheen was there that night, and he's here tonight. ATFP has become, in that 6 years, an established figure on the Middle East, on policy, one of the go-to organizations in Washington, D.C. Everyone's sitting down. Little by little, we're getting there. I can feel it. I can feel everyone sitting down. We have a few thanks before we get into the program. There's so many people that made this dinner possible. If you look around, there's over 650 people here tonight. I want to first thank the underwriters of the gala. I want everyone to please, if you could focus and give some applause for these people, who without these people, this dinner could have not happened. First, His Excellency Yusuf El Tabe, the Ambassador of the United Emirates, Arab Emirates, the United States of America. How about a round of applause for the Ambassador, please? And ATF board member, Dr. Anan Majali. Also, of course, the other sponsors and donors. We want to thank, if you look on your chairs, there's a gift there from Farouk Shami and Farouk Systems for the BioSilk products and silk therapy line, plus Masuri sweets, walnut dates, and pistachios, Mamul at your table. Give them a round of applause. Everyone, come on. I want to, at this point, please join me in recognizing ATF Board and Gala Committee Chairman, Amin Estati. Where's Amin? Please, a big round of applause for Amin. I can feel little by little we're beginning to focus. I'm feeling really good about this now. We're getting there. I'm feeling good. The rest of you join in, focus. This is going to be a great program. You want to sit down and hear it. I also want to join, please, in recognizing ATFP Cultural Committee Chair, Mrs. Leen Muasher. Where's Leen Muasher? Leen Muasher, big round of applause, everyone. Come on, please join me. Big round of applause. And all the volunteers. Now, just so you know what the program is tonight, so everyone knows what's going on and you can feel you're on board with this train as it goes, we're going to have a letter read from Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. We're going to have 2 awards, a dinner, then the keynote address by His Honorable Prime Minister Fayed, 2 more awards, and then a closing special concert by Simone Shaheen and Cantata. So that's going to be a fabulous program. Now, how many people are actually paying attention to me now by round of applause, just so I have a sense? All right. Now, round of applause, who's not paying attention, just so I have a sense of that? Those people never applaud. I only have a few minutes to do a few jokes for you. This is my moment to tell a few jokes. I'm hoping whoever's listening and wants to hear a few jokes, this is it. And after that, there's no more jokes. So these are the end of the jokes. Some are cheering, no more jokes. I'll tell you a little about me. I'm of, how many of you are Palestinian heritage tonight? How many Palestinian? How many Arab, non-Palestinian? How many Arabs are here tonight? How many non-Arabs are here? Non-Arabs. Some of you are voting twice. I think you're applauding twice. I'm of mixed heritage. My father's Palestinian. My mother's Italian. Anybody Italian here tonight? Any Italians? Excellent. The rest of you, maybe you can relate to being Italian. Have you been to the Olive Garden? Anyone? You ever worn a tank top to a job interview? It's more like a Jersey Shore Italian, a little different. For those who are not Arab will not understand how amazing it is that this program started on time. We started on time. We are breaking stereotypes here tonight at the Ritz-Carlton. Usually, the Arabs know this. When you ask what time's an event start, what's the answer? They'll give you a time, and then they'll say, inshallah. For the non-Arabs, inshallah means God willing. This is an important word you all need to know. Inshallah means God willing or the will of God. It also means anything happening 2 minutes from now to most Arabs. Anybody Jordanian? I was in Jordan recently. I had never heard the use of the word inshallah like this in my life. I'm in the restaurant. I asked the waiter, where is the bathroom? He goes, it is over there. I go, I'll be right back. He goes, inshallah. I'm like, what has happened in your bathroom that I need God to protect me? So come here, let me give you a hug before you go. We lose people in the bathroom. For the Palestinians, I can tell you this. To me, the analogy of being Palestinian is like being a New York Mets fan. At the beginning of every year, you're like, this is our year. And then about halfway through, you're like, this is going to suck, just like last year, isn't it? Inshallah, it'll be better. That's God willing. That is my hope. My father is Palestinian, born in what was then Palestine. I grew up in New Jersey. Anybody from the Garden State, the great state of New Jersey? Thank goodness. I grew up in Lodi, New Jersey, where there were two ethnic groups. You were either Italian or you were my father. And the kids from Jersey have a Jersey accent, which I have. You've seen Jersey Shore. My dad has an Arabic accent, and when they would meet, there was always confusion. The kids would come up to my father like, hey, Mr. Obiedallah, what's going on? How you doing? My father would be like, I don't know. What is going on? My wife tells me nothing. Dean, what is happening? Are things happening again? What is going on? And the Jersey kids are like, your dad got such a freaking weird accent. Where's he from? I'm like, Palestine. They're like, oh, southern Jersey. I'm like, no, the Middle East. They're like, oh, like Ohio? Parts of Ohio, let's be honest. It's been an interesting year. In Washington, D.C., I only have one. I usually do a lot of political jokes, but this is a bipartisan event, is it not? How many Democrats do we have here? Any Democrats at all? Any Republicans? Any up for grabs, libertarian, independent? Welcome all. I think it is so great we have a bipartisan event. We have people of all different backgrounds here. For me, anyone watched the Republican Rumble last night in Nevada? That was something else. I can't believe anyone wants to be president. I can't believe President Obama wants to run for re-election. I keep expecting him to go on TV and going, I have an announcement, America. I was actually born in Kenya. I'm out of here. Joe Biden, you take over. I had enough of this. What a tough time to be president. I don't know who wants to be president now. All right, I'll do one or two more jokes, and then we'll wrap it up, and we'll get on to the real stuff. I've been to the Middle East. There's so much stand-up. Has anyone seen a stand-up comedy show in the Arab world? A few people? There's so much comedy there. I learned about the culture the last 3 years. I've only been Arab for 10 years. I used to be white. Then 9/11 happened, and I became an Arab guy. But the cultural differences, this is the biggest cultural divide between us and the Arab world. Here it is. Democrats, Republicans, Independent. Listen, this is it. How many people here smoke cigarettes? Anyone smoke cigarettes? About 20. If we were in the Arab world, everyone would be cheering. Children would be raising their hand. I went to a gym in Jordan. There was an ashtray on the treadmill. They love smoking. All the American chains are now in the Middle East. Starbucks is there. KFC is there. McDonald's. The only American chain not in the Arab world, I think it's good it's not there, Target. Because nobody wants a bullseye in the word Target on the front of the store in the Middle East. They don't want some guy in Al-Qaeda going, what are we supposed to blow up today? Oh, look at this. It's a super Target. I hope this is extra. All right, my last joke. This is more for the Arabs, but the non-Arabs, you're missing out the greatest thing. Because tonight's dinner is paid for in advance, you don't see the fight over the check that I love in the Arab world. This is the second biggest difference I've seen between Arabs and non-Arabs. If you have 4 white guys, I'm not saying pejorative white, I'm saying just 4 white guys, 4 Arab guys, the check comes. Here's the difference. White guys pick up the check like, okay, Bill, you had extra French fries, put in $3 more. Steve, you had 2 sodas, put in extra $1. You have 4 Arab guys, you give them the check, it's like throwing meat to a shark tank. Every Arab guy's like this, Habibi, I will get, no, Habibi. No, Habibi, you pay for this, I will never speak to you again, I swear to you. I will never. And they go, you pay for this, I will defriend you on Facebook. I go home, I block you. And then it builds to finally the Arab man, it reaches its peak and he yells out, if you pay this, I will divorce my wife. Which for the non-Arabs don't realize that's actually an Arabic expression that Arab men use when they're so upset. They go, I will divorce my wife. And my question is, does that ever happen? The guy goes home and says, honey, you have to go. Why? Waleed paid for lunch. I bet he started. All right, that's my comedy part. How about a round of applause for my comedy part? That's all the comedy you get. That is it. But we have a fabulous, although we have some comedy at the end with my good friend Mason. I am so honored to be part of this, sincerely, and as being a Palestinian heritage, it makes me so proud to see an event at the Ritz-Carlton, attended with so many dignitaries, Democrat, Republicans, all parts of government, foreign government, and U.S. government, and it makes me proud. Right now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone I think almost all of you know, ATF President and founder Ziad Asali, introduce a special message from the Envoy to the Middle East. Please, a big round of applause.
Yes, good evening to all of you, all 650 of you. Thank you for being with us. It is my honor to welcome Ambassador David Hale, United States Special Envoy for Middle East Peace, to present a letter to ATFP from Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. Ambassador Hale has had a very distinguished career in the Foreign Service, which began in 1984. He has served as United States Ambassador to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and before that, Deputy Chief of Mission and Chargé d'Affaires. He has been the State Department's Director of Office of Israel and Palestinian Affairs, Deputy Chief of Mission at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, Lebanon, and Executive Assistant to the Secretary of State. Throughout his career, Ambassador Hale has been tireless and creative in advocating for peace. We cannot be more fortunate for having a dedicated public service of his caliber entrusted with such an issue of crucial importance to our national security at this time. I am delighted to welcome my good friend, David.
Well, thank you very much, Ziad, for the kind invitation. And I also want to thank Prime Minister Fayyad for joining us this evening. Prime Minister, your remarkable leadership and vision have been critical in laying the necessary institutional foundations for a future Palestinian state. And we indeed and I think we all look greatly forward to hearing your remarks later this evening. I'm personally very pleased to be here as well for what is indeed a celebration of the dynamic role played by Palestinian Americans in contributing to the richness of our culture, the creativity of our performing arts, and the vitality of our democracy. It is in this spirit that the American Task Force on Palestine plays a critical role in advancing the cause of peace. As Secretary Clinton emphasized when she spoke here last year, the ATFP's mission is quintessentially American, and Ziad, your leadership has made this mission a reality. By bringing together Palestinian Americans from all over the country and all walks of life to express their views and help shape the national debate, the task force is making an invaluable contribution to our country and our tradition of active citizenship. Now, I'm pleased, as Ziad said, to have the honor to read Secretary Clinton's personal message of greetings to you this evening. And I quote, "Dear friends, it gives me great pleasure to extend my heartfelt greetings to all those gathered for the American Task Force on Palestine's 6th Annual Gala. As friends and supporters of ATFP, we recognize that the cause of peace cannot be the work of governments alone. True and lasting peace must reside in the hearts of ordinary people who must live, work, study, and raise their families together as neighbors. We must never forget that peace between Palestinians and Israelis is in the interests of Palestinians, Israelis, and people across the region, as well as the United States. Tonight, I commend everyone at ATFP and those of you who support its mission for your tireless commitment to our shared goal, two states, the state of Palestine and the state of Israel, living side by side in peace and security. Despite the inevitable difficulties we face, the Obama administration will never waver in its pursuit of this goal. That is why the United States has worked so hard to help support President Abbas, Prime Minister Fayyad, and the Palestinian people as they have improved security, strengthened institutions, and unleashed economic growth that is giving new hope and opportunity to people across the West Bank. The United States will continue to support the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people, and we will continue to push for negotiations between Israelis and Palestinians that can achieve a lasting peace. Palestinians deserve an independent state. Israelis deserve security, and Palestinian and Israeli children deserve the opportunity to pursue their dreams and fulfill their God-given potential with dignity and peace. I remain grateful for your unwavering commitment to these goals, and on behalf of the American people, I thank you, as proud Palestinian Americans, for everything you do, each and every day, to enrich our beloved country. With best wishes for a wonderful evening, I am sincerely yours, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Thank you very much.
How about another round of applause, please, for the Ambassador, Special Envoy. So now I see, if I was an envoy, you would have been quiet during my part. No, comedian, no. Ambassador, yes. That's what I have to aspire to. All right, well, right now, we're going to have two awardees before we have dinner. And by the way, if you probably saw the stuff outside, we have a silent auction, some amazing, inspiring works of art outside. So right now, it gives me great pleasure. The first one, make sure it's the right one. Yes, it is.